Hi guys, so I'm gonna try to get through this tonight. I'm struggling a little bit with it because he's making me feel extremely out of it and my head's hurting really bad. So I'm gonna try to get through this. It's 2:40 in the morning because I was trying to get a lot of stuff accomplished because I haven't got anything accomplished the last few days. So this is gonna be a reading on Caleb. If I have to do more, I will. We've already got the astrology done, which we haven't really looked at it, but I wanted to do I always go where I feel drawn to do. So spirit kind of leads me and pulls me in the direction they want me to. We're learning that the cards can kind of tap me in, and then if I channel afterwards. Now I'm going to try to channel afterwards since I'm already tapped in, but let me tell you, I'm struggling a little bit, already feeling really, really drained. So if I have to do a two-part, I will. All right. But I did want to do the cards just to get an idea. And again, cards are as you perceive them. They're more than likely, they are an extension of you, so they're more than likely accurate. It's just if you perceive them correctly. Um, and they can, have meanings around like the entire case or the entire situation. Um, so yeah, it is how you perceive them and everything. And I will give any extra information that I do get with the cards, but just wanted to explain kind of how that works. So keep in mind also this is for entertainment purposes only. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Viewer discretion may be advised. And yeah, I'm just going to do the best that I can in understanding this, because I'm telling you right now, for one, there's got to be DRUGS involved in this because I feel higher than you know what. For two, my head is killing me so bad that I can barely keep my eyes open. So, like I said, this might have to come in two parts. We'll see. Three, I feel nauseous as hell. So, his energy seems to be very strong. I've been actually meaning to do this reading for a really long time. So, keep in mind that things are symbolic and metaphoric. They're not always literal in the way that they come in, and that's in visions and whatever it may be. So, just because I see some things a certain way does not mean it's exactly that way. But spirit will also use my references, experiences, how I relate to things to try to explain what they want to say. Um, and you can get past, present, and future. So any point in this situation, you can get information on. Okay. So I've also, when I get to the channeling part, if I get to it in this reading, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to try my hardest. I am learning to channel by myself. So that's something that's very new to me. I usually Autowrite, usually channel with sometimes somebody to bounce back off of, like I'm giving a reading to, and that usually helps with the energy flow. But I am trying to learn how to channel by myself so I can work when people aren't available, and it's just a way to evolve. So that is new, so bear with me on that. I'm doing the best that I can. It's not always easy to sit here and talk to yourself and channel. So that's what I've always had a hard time with, but I will, like I said, do my best. So I'm getting better at that. The more that I do it, the more that I'll learn. And I feel things. It can be ailment symptoms or some stuff leading to people's passing. The way that he's making me feel, I was hoping he was alive, but the way that he's making me feel, I just don't feel like it. It does feel like this is somebody involved that he knows, that lives next to him where he lives, and this is something that was very swift, very like, I don't know. I'll explain more as I go along, but I pulled a lot of the people cards, the people oracle, so I'll go over those first before I go over the regular ones because I kind of put them on top. All right. So again, everyone's innocent until proven guilty. This is all alleged. I'm going to try to talk as slow as I can, but I'm an Aquarius. My Mercury is literally in Aquarius, which means I talk fast, I think fast, and as a medium, information comes fast. I have to say it so I don't forget it. So if you have to slow me down, that's fine, but I do the best that I can. I can't control something beyond my control. And I may slur a little bit because I at least noticed that I'm slurring or having a hard time talking sometimes as I'm channeling, as I'm doing stuff. I did that in Micah, which a lot of people didn't notice it, but I did. So I tell you right now, he's strong. We'll see how far we go. If we have to do two-part, we will. All right. All right. So I was going to add my extra camera, but I don't really like it. So, all right. Keep in mind, please respect spirit. Please respect me. This is what I'm getting. I cannot control what comes through. If things repeat, I will say it. It doesn't mean I know where it belongs. It doesn't mean that I understand it. It's all in how we interpret things. And keep in mind I do get interconnects, although I don't get them very much during these types of readings, but I can. So I just say what I get. I have no control over what comes in or why I'm shown what I'm shown. And again, it may not be exact, it may be more metaphoric or whatever, but I can't help what spirit shows me, plain and simple. So they show me what they show me. Just respect what spirit gives. That's all that I ask on this channel. And learn how spirit works if you're going to be watching this channel and being a part of it. So yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. And anyways, to support me is down in the description box below, and also in the link on my about me part. All right. So I was going to set up the other camera, but yeah, it's looking weird right now. So I'm not going to deal with that. All right. So we have the imprisonment card. You know, you can take that as, I feel like he was kind of imprisoned with the D's and the D's, because I honestly feel like he was doing the D's, whatever kind that may be. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be hard D's, but the way that I feel, honestly, I feel very messed up. And I keep getting a pain on my side too, but I there's definitely something with the head, because like I said, I've been having a hard time even pulling cards and doing this because my head hurts so bad. And I also feel like high. So if I look high right now, it's because I feel high. Just saying. So I will literally feel what spirit feels, or what they felt when they were here and what they were going through. And if he can make me feel that. So keep that in mind, okay? All right. And we have this sort of weapon used. The homicide card. And arson, I mean, that could be any sort of arson. That could just be they burned, evidence or whatever that may be. He's still missing, obviously. Kidnapped means taken against your will, which he vanished, so more than likely. I think the accident card's coming in because I don't feel like it was like premeditated or on purpose. For me, this feels like just something that sort of happened. And I feel like there could be trafficking involved. Now that's any kind of trafficking, drug trafficking, things like that. It can't be other kinds of trafficking, any kind of trafficking that you can think of. But I feel like he was really trapped in the situation, trapped in a certain situation he kind of couldn't get out of. Okay, and then we have the red room card. See, my head hurts so bad. The natural object card, so there could have been a natural object used at some point. Again, we have fire, so that's interesting. And we have the gun. So again, or pew pew. I mean, shot. The pew pew already came in before. Let's see. Yeah, firearm. And so now it's coming back in with another one. Unconscious. That could have been when he was hit with a natural object. Kidnapped. Again, anybody taken against their will that disappears like this, more likely kidnapped, hijacked at the same time. So he was hijacked in some way, shape, or form. And I again feel like it was a poisonous situation, but also I think that there's drugs involved, allegedly. Okay. So first I'm gonna go over these different kinds of from the People Oracle and how this can fit the people involved. It feels like there's two people involved, or multiple people involved, but I'm just going to go over these cards have different meanings to them. I'm going to tell you what I feel they mean in this situation. So you have betrayal. I feel like he was betrayed. Deceit, disloyalty, conspiracy, broken bonds. So you can take that as you will. I feel like he was betrayed, that someone that he knew betrayed him in some way, shape, or form. We have athlete, but this is also like someone that can have strength, or be strong. We repairman, so that he might do some sort of repair in some way, shape, or form, or restore things or renovate things. We have the community, so again, neighbors. team, connection, society, cooperation. So I take it as somebody in the neighborhood, somebody in the community. This is a player. This is someone that, might have charm. You might not realize really who he is because it doesn't necessarily mean with women, but it could be that as well. But it could just be someone that's, good at manipulation. Learner. And that could be in any way. It could be book learner or learner of life. Um, Somebody that wants to learn more, explore a little bit. Careerist. So, cunning, someone that's cunning. There could be some sort of lover involved. I found that kind of interesting, and we'll see if we get any more on that, but it could be some sort of situation where romance, love, any of that sort of stuff is involved. We have a knight, so there is a battle of some sort. That's how I take it, because battle is a meaning of that. We have spy, so there's someone that was undercover. Like, I take it as like someone you wouldn't expect, like that's undercover that we don't know about, that could have been responsible for this. So this is someone that's like hidden at this point, but they're a hunter. They have strategy and aim and survival instinct. They're a captain, so they could have some kind of leadership or be some kind of leader in some way, or just have like the decision making skills. Coach, they may this may be developing a plan as well. That's, like I said, they each mean different things. So developing a plan, which makes sense because you don't know where he is. So there's a plan that was hatched into place after whatever happened, which it feels like it was something that was snapped. Like, that's how it feels. So we have a butcher, which is about ruthless cruelty, slaughter. Employees, so that can be someone that's just a worker of some sort. Challenger, it could be someone that challenged him. That's how I take that card. Genius, so they might be really intellectual or criminally intellectual. They have that exceptional ability and an innovative mind in some way if they'd only use it for good, right? So we have gang. So that might be someone that it says violence, transitions, criminality, underworld, brotherhood of shadows. So someone that is a criminal, not necessarily related to the gang, but it can be. But this is about violence, and someone that's a criminal may have a past. Drunkard, so addiction, alcoholism, avoidance, abuse. So this is someone that has some sort of addiction, which makes sense because I am feeling the drugs pretty strongly. Someone that's young. And again, this might mean two people. So, because I feel like there's two people involved, at least. So this is someone that may be young, one of them. Which is interesting because a couple of the cards that came in kind of fit the same thing that we got with, and so I'm trying to learn how the cards and what they could mean, right? Because sometimes they may mean things in different situations. But it's interesting because a couple of cards here kind of could be like what I got, or the cards that I pulled with Savannah and Matthew in that situation, where we got like the child card and it meant because the perpetrator was younger. So this is a friend. This is someone that was a friend or a friend of me. Keeper of trust, companion, support, but is a madman. Okay. So embracer of madness, frenzy, chaos, unruly. Someone that's unruly. And magician, which makes sense. I mean, he made him disappear when no one knows anything. So there's illusion here. Okay. So that's for the people card. All those are pretty accurate from what I'm feeling. All right, so we have a bad guy. All right. That's a thief. And again, he might have a past as a thief. He might have tried to steal from him. I really feel like money and drugs are involved in this. And Caleb, I don't know if he was hustling on the side or whatever, but that's how it comes across, allegedly. So the child card is here. So again, there might be a female involved. And you could take the stranger as you think you know somebody, but you don't. Or there could be a stranger connected to somebody that he knows, like a friend and a stranger, because there's two people involved, in my opinion. Caregiver, that can be someone that's you know, in some sort of caregiving capacity, medical field, something like that at some point. You could take this as two ways. You could take it as someone that's involved in the medical field, which is interesting if drugs are involved, or you can take it as a caregiver like a mom or dad. That's just, I feel like, now remember, cards can have multiple meanings, just like symbolism can have multiple meanings, just like even things in astrology can have multiple meanings. It's just the way that it is. So we got the couple card here, and that could be a male and female. Just depends on how you take it. Someone that's hiding out, we don't know about them, but they're a terrorist, and they may have links to someone that's affluent, but also we have a male involved, and there's a false person. And I could take this as like someone's pretending to be someone they're not. You can take it as that with the false person card, and also the reptilian card. Again, snake in the grass. Someone that is not who they pretend to be. Okay. The parental figure is interesting. So I've pulled this card whenever people have been fathers or some sort of parental figure. So that could have a child of some sort. I think that came in, I found it interesting. It came in Lisbeth, and the guy was actually a dad, and we didn't know. So this guy's actually the devil. Okay. Obviously. And giant could be in many different ways. It could be tall or big, but giant. And that card flipped out twice. So could be, now whenever I get law enforcement, that can sometimes be like law enforcement knows about them, like they've been arrested before. Or there could be a connection there. But I pull it just about every time I pull cards. So I have to think that maybe it has something to do in that way. He comes across as a good guy, or there could be a good guy involved and a bad guy involved. Because it's interesting, we got the good guy card and the bad guy card, or it could be two sides of one coin. This ended up being an assassination. What's interesting though is a rival. So it makes me wonder if he was selling and getting in someone's way. Because what's interesting, look, we have the rival card, which is white and black, right? And then we have a good and bad guy, which is white and black. So it makes me wonder if there's like, I don't know if it's like two sides of one coin, or if it's like we have a guy that's like bad, and then we have a guy that like maybe a criminal and stuff, and then we have a guy that's like not as bad, but he's just like kind of along for the ride. But it's interesting, the good and bad guy, like white and light and dark, or black and white, and black and white. This is acquaintance, stranger, but also friend. So it could be, again, somebody he knew, but then somebody he didn't really know. Or it can be like your friend is actually a stranger, but an acquaintance helped. Kind of take it like that. Like, and they might have a child and a spouse. Because it seems like there is a father, somebody that might have a kid, because you got the parental figure and the father figure. And burglar. So someone that's a thief that's probably got something on his record about stealing something, or maybe tried to steal from Caleb. Okay. Okay, so we have the river. And this can also be places that, he was by, I understand he was by the river, but I'm asking where his physical body is. So we have river. We have desert. So not necessarily a desert, but can be like a desert area around about like sandy. We'll see if that ball goes off again, because I don't know if that was me or the dog. But anyways, somewhere that has a sandy area next to it, or a sandy area by it. Now, these could be things on the way, around the area, outside. There could be a motel, hotel nearby. But it seems like it's in a neighborhood, or possibly in his neighborhood. There could be a beach nearby as well. Boat, somewhere where there's boat. So that would tell me like maybe even a larger body of water, or a place where boats go. Private property. So this could have happened on private property, or it also, because sometimes this is about where it happens as well, but this could have happened on private property, or by now he could be somewhere where there's private property. But we have burial, but we have underwater. So a burial underwater. The church, there may be a church nearby. Water supply, there's lots of water cards here. I think I pulled just about every water card I have. Portal, sometimes I could take that as water, because also he went completely missing. Nobody knows where the hell he is. So he's like vanished. So I get that too when it's like no one knows. Home, so he could be not far from where his home is. Interesting, because I got the fire, but we got burned. But that could be like he was burned in a situation too. But I did pull the fire card a couple times. Outside. And water. And there may be a public area nearby. So I'm going to also do the place oracle and see if anything extra comes in. And I think I forgot to say in the beginning that cards are an extension of the user. So if someone's already psychic, they're going to be more accurate, but anybody can use cards. But remember that they are an extension of you. So that's one thing I like to remind people, and they are just a tool. So as a medium, not going to get all the information. That's why I like to use multiple tools. I like to use cards because Spirit said, and I like to use astrology because Spirit said. So the astrology helps with my confidence, and also, helps us believe of what the reading is saying. It's validation for the reading. And then again, cards are just little extra symbolism for things, as John Edwards would say. Okay. Now these are the place oracle. Now these could be things on the way, around him, or having to do with the situation. Okay. So I had a feeling I was going to pull this, but we have bridge. So there could be a bridge nearby, an overpass, something of that sort. I do know that he did take a picture of a bridge, but this could be a different bridge. I haven't really looked at the map for various reasons. I'm not trying to go on a map until after I do a reading and whatnot. There could also be a subway or a railroad close by, so there could be railroad tracks or a subway area. But this is a train, so this could be where train tracks are or train is. Zoo, this could actually be some sort of wildlife conservation. It can be a place where wildlife is. It can actually be a zoo. It could be wildlife rehabilitation. Anything has to do with wildlife, a place where there's a lot of wildlife. There's a lake and a beach. Okay. And so birthplace of dreams. I don't know if that's like, that could be somebody's birthplace or area where they're born, or where maybe they had goals or aspirations. I'm not really sure on that card. So forest cabin, so that could be somewhere that's kind of secluded, a secluded retreat. We have kitchen, so something there may be something with the kitchen. Libby, get out of here. I love you, but you're standing up on the cards and messing everything up. I don't know about this cat. We have the lighthouse, so there could be a lighthouse by as well. As a symbol of hope as well. So rendezvous, so this could be a meeting place where they used to meet, or where these people meet, or he used to meet them. We have mountains, so that could be a higher, it could be also like elevation perspective, or there could be any type of mountains or hills. It doesn't necessarily have to be high up. Again, we have desert, so we've pulled that twice. So There can't just be like a sandy spot nearby, a desert area nearby, like that kind of thing. Could be a parking lot, parking area, somewhere you park and go, parking garage. See, here's a water and renewal card again. Just because it says bathroom, but it also says water and renewal on there. There could be an amusement park not far, thrilling rides, carnival fun, festive atmosphere, anything like that. Could be okay. So workspace, so that could be where the perp works, or where the perp is known to work, or used to work, or it can't even be Caleb's workspace, but it's a workspace. Court, there could be somebody. Okay, so you could take this as like, we're going to get justice out of this. There's going to be court proceedings out of it. Or it could be that someone's been to court for something. And that's why they have a record or whatever it may be. Frigid realm. So the water's cold. That could be anywhere that's really, gets kind of cold. There could be a government building somewhere around there. There could be an industrial area or a factory, or assembling line, something like that could be around there as well. Winding path, so a pathway, twisting route. This can also be symbolic for like, there might be a lot of twists and turns in this situation, but you can take it as like there's pathways close by. More water. There could be swimming pools nearby. I don't know if there was a swimming pool at the apartment complex or wherever he was staying. That could have something to do with it. These people could have been in jail at some point, could be going to jail. In a place of remembrance. So this could be somewhere that's like significant to the perp. And there might be a park nearby as well. And there could be a shopping mall in the vicinity. Okay. I don't know if that was me or not. Because they're really sensitive. I just got some new ones, but I'm feeling like super hungry right now. And I know that he was buying food, so I find that really odd at the moment. Unless it's just I'm just burning a bunch of energy, but I feel out of it, guys. Like seriously, I don't know if I'll be able to finish this tonight. If not, I'll just, I don't know, save it and add to it or something. But we're trying. Okay, now these cards are really kind of getting me. Because that could be why I was getting the male and female and the couple. I'm just wondering if, like, he was involved with someone and somebody else found out. Like, because the weird thing is this, like, these cards are kind of pointing that direction. Like maybe he was having an affair with someone's girl or guy in the building. I don't know if he was into all that kinky stuff. Like I'm getting like groups and stuff like that too. So I don't know if he was involved in other groups. But I'll just show you what the cards say. It's kind of interesting. I think Caleb like kind of hid, like he had this other side to him that was like into like other things. That may have been part of why this happened. Because going back to the couple and the male and the female card and the child card and the father, like, was he having an affair with someone's woman? Like, I kind of get that feeling looking at these cards right now. Like of his friend or something, or someone that he knew. Like that could also be the two people. So we have a flight risk. There are a flight risk, and somehow like work is involved. I don't know if it's his work or their work, or like he has a boss or who he worked for, because the work card keeps coming in, and everything I pull, it's around work. Healing out of this somehow. See, there's so interesting, like jealousy. There's jealousy involved somewhere. Someone is lying. My head hurts again. And I'm getting like super hot with him. Like I get hot with spirit, but Stalking, so that means someone was watching him, stalking him. They found out about something. Again, legal proceedings. Like, and I always think usually later about what these cards mean. I hate that, but it could be that there's legal proceedings in the long run with this, or there could have been some going on at the time. And I still feel like there's money and drugs involved, like whether they did them together or like doesn't necessarily have to be high, like hard ones. It could be freaking weed or something. I keep getting mushrooms for some reason, but it could be like the ganja. I just know that I feel high. That could be from his energy too, but I still feel like there's some of that around this money. Okay, so there may be digital evidence somewhere. See, there's the marriage and wedding card. It just makes me wonder if he didn't come in between like a couple, or there's a couple involved in some way, shape, or form. Like, because there's revenge. Someone's pissed off at something he did. And he was lured because he was out there and then he wasn't. And it's almost like he was lured somewhere else. And there was a cleanup. That's why nobody knows anything. This was an inside job. This is somebody that he knew. And there's communication between them. And these two cards come together. A secret affair. Secret affair. I don't know if that was me or my dog over there playing. Sorry. These are really sensitive now, so it's hard to tell. There's greed involved. And greed can come in all forms. There's trauma. Trauma with dating. We'll see if that goes off again when she comes down. See? There's dating involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if he had life insurance, or that could just be like it may not be literal. Explosive. Something explosive happened. Treason. There's lying going on somewhere. Paranormal. I don't know. Curse. There's a lot of evidence. Struggle. Regret. Ritual. And that could be any sort of ritual, like the way things are done every day, or intuition. Like I feel like he had intuition about something. That's weird. Secret societies. I wonder if like online groups or meetup people or like swingers. I don't know why that comes in. Like I wasn't expecting that. There's like a collapse. It's weird, like a collapse of the secret society. But he's being watched. Oh, this is so weird. It's not the way I expect this to go. Evil. But we're going to have a gift in some way, shape, or form out of this. Sorry, my dog is scratching her back and being weird. Egotism. So there's someone ego was hurt, has an ego, and it made him angry, like super angry. See, I don't know. There's a cult card again. It's interesting. And there could be fear. I just heard fear of losing something. So, or a fear of a breakup. So it could be that, was he cheating with someone's girl? And the dude, like, because all these cards are kind of saying that. Like, Caleb, can you touch the balls if that's true? Like, sorry, she's being loud. But it's interesting. There's like a fear. Those cards coming together, fear of breakup. The way these cards are coming in. sixth sense. So he had a sixth sense about something. There's travel, whether that be in a car of some sort, like his body was taken somewhere, travel. There's drama involved. There's a time change involved. An investigation. Someone was drunk or intoxicated or drinking in some way. Exposed or DNA fired. That could be, I'm going to break up with you. I don't want to be your friend anymore. Or it could have something to do with the job, because I find it interesting. The work card keeps, or the work information. See, crime of passion. Evil corporation and cover up. It's weird because I'm getting like all this cards geared toward something with a couple or something with cheating, crime of passion, so, you know, something involved there. Very kind of, I wasn't expecting that. I'm curious now to see what the damn chart's gonna say. Well, this is interesting. This is coming across as like anger over a affair, or even if he like it was a swinger situation, like it's almost like, I don't know, there's some okay, so government, that could be just like any sort of government getting involved in this case eventually. Obviously somebody's on the run. There might be a warrant out for them. They might just be on the run. There might have been some sort of break-in, or again, we have kind of like, I don't think breaking into his apartment, or I mean, Caleb could have broken in at some point. Because look, there's the affair card again. There's going to be justice in this case eventually, but this was a setup. This was a setup, and they're guilty of whatever it is. And there's money involved again, and there's a phone, which I know he did take pictures, but there might be some more on his phone. And again, I feel like there's a person that's been in jail or has like a background, but I feel like they will end up in jail. There's DNA. Could be planted evidence somewhere. There is evidence. And there's an argument. See? An argument again. It seems like there's argument, anger, a crime of passion situation. FBI. I don't know if they were already involved or not. They might become involved in something about a camera. And again, he did take a picture of the bridge, but because sometimes this is involving things around it, so it can also mean though that there might be something caught on camera. Oh, this is weird. Like, I just heard he got involved with the wrong people, and my neck is hurting. Like on the left side. Like he just got involved in the wrong people in the wrong situation. That's kind of what's coming in. And now it makes sense as maybe the guy is like a father figure. And could be a father. So literally you're only supposed to pull 3 cards of these, and the cards just like make so much sense. Like they say if you pull more than 3, they're not accurate, but they validate the entire reading I just did. So I just kept pulling until they didn't make sense, which is a lot. So we have killer may have an item belonging to the victim. Spontaneous behavior or mental illness contributed to the crime. Already interviewed the killer. Jealousy, an affair, or love-related crime. So we just said. Killer profile indicates narcissist or sociopath. A friend knows something. The crime will be solved in the distant future, which is basically what we got. Killer had an argument or disagreement with the victim, which we've gotten. You know, anger, argument over an affair. Rage or extreme anger was the motive. Like they lost their cool over something, over a love-related crime, an affair. This crime may be solved by DNA testing or other scientific methods. This case will remain solved until evidence is discovered. Till key evidence is discovered. A closer observation of the victim's living space may provide clues. Killer has a history of committing crimes, which I've gotten. A witness may not be fully disclosing all of the facts. Cell phone records may be important clues. Now, we talked about the cell phone and the phone and everything already. Surveillance cameras may provide important clues. Lies, deception, and potential cover-up. Suspect lives near the scene of the crime. Right? Neighborhood. If he's not in the house, he's in the neighborhood. Premeditated murder. Killer planned out the details in advance, which he lured him. Forensic science field will provide important clues, and witnesses may fear coming forward with valuable information because the guy might be kind of scary. And this could be like 2 people involved, or somebody helped covering up, or just because it's an affair, you're gonna have a couple. But the woman was, the other person was probably there. I'm just like baffled. I did not expect it to be this way or come out this way. I'm a little like wow right now. Because I honestly was really confused when I started doing this reading. And I was very I never want to give the wrong information, so I get a little in my head about things. All right, so I'm going to do what's the T cards. Okay, and these cards are just validating everything else. We have ego. Someone had a hurt ego and getting in the way of a relationship. The ego was. Girl fight, but this can also be any kind of arguments, physical fight, at war, competing, flexing, someone that acts rich or acts like they have money but don't. Dirt digging. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Someone you can't really trust. Just like a snake in the grass. Threatening. Intimidating. Threatening. Bothered. Love on the brain. Someone had love on the brain. I don't know if someone's got money issues, but there's a bankrupt card here. And look at this. Love triangle. How much more love triangle stuff can we be getting in this reading? In their head. I don't know if he was giving people money, or there's money involved, or he was helping someone out with money. It's photo proof somewhere. Someone's got a bad reputation. Oh, I missed these cards. It's always partying. So someone that does the D's or the alcohol or whatever, but they're always partying. Sorry, my cat did that. Get down, baby. No. Salem, come on. Child services. So it's interesting because, we pulled the child card, which it can be someone younger. Sorry, my cat's doing that. But it may also be they have a child because we got the father and everything like that. Sorry. Oh, goodness. So maybe someone's kind of neglectful of their child in this situation. Groupie. Moving on. So there was a breakup or something involved. It's still going off. I shouldn't be. Oh man, I lost all my. So someone was hooked and there was jealousy. And maybe they were after him because I don't know what he did for work or what he had for money. They may have been before looking up. And this kind of reminds me of maybe, I don't know, online groups or those online hookup things. I'm not really sure. Someone's a drama starter though. Come on, guys. And an obsessive lover. Dangerous, toxic, unhealthy, possessiveness, karmic. Stalker. Again, we got the stalker card again. He was being stalked by someone. Someone didn't like being rejected. Thief. So again, robbed, money was taken, something of that sort. An offer. Haunted. And we have a boss daddy. So someone that thinks they're a boss daddy, they could have some sort of money, but I just think he comes across as more of like a low life kind of person. But they might be a boss daddy in another way. I'm just gonna go over these astrology things real quick. I know I'm still learning how to use these like astrology cards and what they could mean, but I'd be interested if there's any of this in the chart and where it's at. But the sun, that can be a male figure. Pluto is something that's, again, widespread destruction or destruction. Cancer is usually like a mother energy or a female energy. Gemini can be two sides to two people. Aries is something that's violent. Mars is a male, usually under 45, like a younger male. Venus is a female. And Aquarius can be water. It can also be like digital evidence, digital things, communication. So I find that interesting because that all seems to jive too for being the zodiac cards. Okay, now it's like 4:00 in the morning. I'm gonna try to tap in and see if I can get anything. I can't promise. If not, I'll try to do it later. I scribble really quick to try to bring information in. And again, this is new for me channeling this way. Sometimes I get good information, sometimes I feel like I don't. I'm super tired too, so I keep getting the word betrayal. And there's something about his wallet too that's coming in, and he keeps showing me his wallet. So I don't know if they have his wallet, if it'll be found, if there's something about that, like his wallet was taken. But he also shows me like a knot, like, okay, so a lot of times for my symbolism, for like a relationship that's broken, they'll give me a knot and then they'll break the knot, or they'll, you know, like it'll start kind of, like how when a rope is old, how it kind of does. Can't think of the words right now. Um, like frizzle kind of thing, but he's showing me like the knot like breaking. So this would be some kind of like breaking relationship or something of that sort. It's just interesting. There seems to be a female energy around this, and again, I don't know. I keep getting a reference to, like, he's showing me like scrolling through like a dating app or something like that, but also WhatsApp or something of that sort, or a place where you meet people for hookups, that kind of stuff. I don't know if that was something like he was doing a lot of, or it's just or he's just kind of showing me maybe where he met them at or something, but or he was just a part of that. That could just be part of the story. Not everything's involved in what happened. But I do feel like he smoked weed. He might have done mushrooms, like that kind of thing comes in. I don't get anything really heavy, hard with him. I mean, maybe some like coke or something sometimes. But the other guy, it feels like he drinks. Like the guy that's involved, it feels like he drinks a lot. He does the D's. Like he has a bad temper problem. I get a reference to, like, jail. Like he looks rough and tough to me. Like I keep seeing him like kind of shorter hair. Like I don't know. I see the guy may have like a lot of tattoos. It's almost like he got himself involved with some people that he shouldn't have. And I'm getting like And I don't know if he was involved with both of them or just one of them or what, but there's definitely, I keep getting this energy of like, did the guy think he was trying to break up his family? Like, it's weird because and this person does live in the build, like it's almost like I keep getting a reference to the apartment or really close to the apartment or the neighborhood. So again, I don't know if like he was having an affair with like his neighbor. Like if you get a reference to like threesomes and like swinging and things like that. So I don't know if that's what these people were into or that's something that he did. I really didn't want to say that. But I feel like he was a young guy just having a good time. But I don't know if like he got paid for any of it. Almost like I hear like the word gigolo. I don't God, I don't know if that makes sense. I'm afraid to post this reading. Um like maybe into like I don't know. It feels like though that this dude found out about like I see this other guy like he feels rough and tough. I feel like his hair is like really short or he's bald or that could be at any point in his life, but I keep seeing him in like a you know how those tough guys like have wife beaters and have like tattoos and stuff. Like I keep seeing him like that. Um he might, but it's weird when I go to the girl it's like she's like dark haired and oh, she almost seems ethnic to me or thing I kind of can't shake a bit. Um, you know who he kind of reminds me of? I watched a YouTube thing on this guy. And this is just the energy of the guy, okay? This is a reference because spirit will use references, right? To like get me to understand like how this person is. I don't know if you guys saw the guy that shot up the hospital. I cannot remember his name, but he ended up unaliving one of the workers there because he was trying to shoot his girlfriend. Um, and he had just been in jail. Like she had just had a baby. You guys can look it up. Like that's who the dude reminds me of. So I don't know if they're saying like he looks similar to that or his ethnic is the same or it's just his personality. But they're referencing that case to me. Like that's how the dude is. Like was he like having an affair with someone in the like close by or something? Was it like that stranger, acquaintance, friend? So maybe he knew the girl really well, but not really the guy really well. And I don't know. Um, like it feels in close proximity to where he lived. I don't know if it's like across the street or in the same neighborhood. I don't, why my phone is not charging. And it's like weird. It's kind of like I want to go like across the bridge or across the street or like across somewhere. And this even feels like anger, like you did me wrong kind of thing, or it's almost like drugs, money, and sex is all involved. Like that's the way that's what's like coming in. And this was like a side to Caleb that maybe he hid from people or that was kind of hidden. But it's like a young guy thing. Like exploring, experimenting. And I keep seeing this girl with dark hair, like almost black hair. And it's longer. Longer. And she may have a kid. But it's almost like he's lured somewhere. When he was lured, like maybe she a couple, but I don't feel like not too old. Like the card said, like a younger person. I feel channeling this way, like I get everything. I kind of get annoyed. I do hear like an argument or yelling or something of that sort. Have the name Aaron, but just hang on to it. Can be a connection. I also getting like pain like in my ribs, so I don't know if they actually had a physical fight. This is almost like I feel like I'm punched in my ribs and I kind of like lose my breath. Like I want to cough with him for some reason, but definitely there's head trauma. But I don't know if he had smoked that night or something because I feel like again like I'm high or something. Which that's what, you know, kids his age do anyways. It's not anything new. Feel like my rib is hurting really bad right now. Like I feel like I've been kicked or punched or something. It feels like there's some sort of like it's almost like I'm lured to a place like luring him in some way to come over for something. But what's weird is like I keep getting this reference to like I don't know if the child's young because it feels like this is like a baby or a young child. I did not expect it to I did not expect it to go this way at all, dude. Like I did not. My head hurts really bad. There's definitely something with the head, whether he was shot in the head, I don't know. Definitely feels like they live close though. Like maybe he was going over there and like that's what he was doing. It feels like there's a love triangle. Now, I don't but the breakup card did come in, so I mean, you like I said, female, drugs and money. It all seems to come in. Um It's weird because it's 4:20 right now. I feel like it happened in someone's. I don't know if it like started in a residence. It feels like it started in a residence. Whether he was knocked out, because I think I got the unconscious card, knocked out with something, and then taken somewhere else. I I don't know. Because this happened in a fit of rage, a fit of anger, or jealousy. Fight ensues, but then I feel like I'm being thrown in the trunk of a car, and I'm being driven somewhere, but not far. Like there's a reference to like a park area. Oh, my cheek hurts. So I don't know again if he was like shot in the cheek, hit in the cheek. There's something like that. Like I do feel like I've been trying to get to this for like a long time. But it's like all of a sudden my cheek hurts, my head hurts. Like there's definitely head trauma here, like really bad head trauma. It's almost like I get a reference to I'm thrown in the trunk of a car at some point. I keep getting a reference to like a park area, not far, because I don't feel like he's that far because I got the neighborhood card. It could be any neighborhood, I guess, but there's a reference to like a park area. So I don't know if this is a park where the dude takes his kid or where like a park in the air, like park close. I haven't looked at the map. Like, I don't think anybody knew about this affair. Anybody knew really about this going on. So that's why it's such a mystery because it's like no one knew about this. So no one knew about the jealous guy. Nobody knew about the love triangle. Like there was a secret part to Caleb's life. which we all have things, that we're into and we do, and it's like he made me notice the 420 because I do think he smoked ganja. But I get mushrooms with him too. Like I'm not getting anything like really crazy or hard. He might have sold weed too, because I kind of get that. That might be how he made extra money. It's not a big deal. But there's also a reference to like this park area. I'm getting a park, but it like leads to like a river. I don't know if there's any place where the river kind of flows into a bigger area of water or a lake or a beach or something like that. Because I kind of get that, and there's a bridge somewhere. But I'm also getting again like there's a park. And he might have pulled into the parking lot, which is a card I got because they're referencing cards that I went over. Pulled into a parking lot there that's like close to the water. So I don't know if that makes sense. Like a park area around there. It doesn't have to be a big park, but a park area. There's lots of grass I keep seeing. My head like really hurts. I just heard like because we got a lot of water cards, so he's got to be, which I wasn't expecting that either. But it's like the river's right there, like cement shoes. I don't know. I just heard that. That's so weird because that came in the EVP. It doesn't necessarily mean like they use cement, but they could have used cinder blocks as their rocks or whatever, sinks. It's almost like this guy has like a cartel mentality. Not that he necessarily is in the cartel or in a gang, but it's like that kind of mentality where I don't know if he watches Scarface or he watches those kind of movies where he gets his ideas from. This feels weird. Roscoe, you're cracking me up right now. I wonder if his like there's something about his wallet. Either the guy has the wallet or it's like it'll be found somewhere. Like that keeps coming in. Nobody. I get names and might not fix this case because sometimes I get random names. Sometimes first and middle, sometimes it's connections, sometimes it's place, sometimes it's person. Just want to put that out there. I'm getting like Romero, which is weird because I actually know a Romero or knew a Romero. There might be something similar too, but usually my names are as I hear them. Or also like it's weird because they're showing me like a tool belt. So he might like be some sort of handyman or something like that where he fixes stuff where they don't have to really look in his background. Or like he might just do that for people. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Is her like love triangle gone wrong? Like this is not the way I expected it. Like this is not the way it started out tonight. With how I thought it was gonna go. I feel like Caleb was really outdoorsy, really fun loving, really like live on the edge of life sometimes. Boisterous is the word I get. So I don't know if he was like kind of loud and boisterous sometimes. Oh, there was something else I meant to mention. My ears were hurting really bad. Like that could be water too, but my ears were like like hurting bad at the beginning of the reading when I was first trying to tap in. And this is somebody like we're not expecting, and this is a situation where like nobody's expecting. This is not anything that anybody even knows about or is thinking about. I'm trying to think of a case like because it's like right there where there's like a situation that I'm being reminded of, but I can't think of what it is. And they might have already, I don't know if they've already talked to him. That card said already interviewed. So I'd just be curious if like he wasn't messing with someone's girlfriend. I mean, the guy, he feels younger, so around his age, maybe even a little younger. But I keep picking up this park. I wonder if it's that way from the um from the apartments or wherever he was staying. Like I wanna it's like a park area. It's not far. It's not far from the house. I don't feel like he's too awful far where he was dumped. I keep wanting to cough. Like I do feel like there was a fight. And there might have feel like he was lured into this bad situation. I might have started somewhere else and ended somewhere else. It's almost like I don't even know if I should tell you guys what I'm seeing. It's almost like there's a fight. I'm beat up, thrown in the trunk of a car, driven somewhere to this park where it's kind of like secluded, because no one's around at that time of night, and it's like, open the trunk. It's almost it feels like a gangster movie. Like open the trunk and bam, bam. I keep getting two shots. I need to go back in Dylan's because they just released Dylan's and he had two shots, and I swear I got that somewhere. I'm gonna have to go back, but it's kind of like reminding me of that feeling. But it's like I open the trunk and do it because he's almost, but he's not. I didn't like expect this for real. See that child card? I keep going back to it. Like you could take that because I did get the younger person right, but it's also like the mother, child, father couple kind of speaks for itself. I don't eventually come forward because for some reason I keep seeing her in a police station. So I don't know if like, the kid feels young. It feels like he's like either baby or toddler. Like he feels really young to me. He doesn't feel grown up or older or anything like that. It feels like a boy too. It feels like one. And it does feel like a boy. It's like he got himself into like a sticky situation. And then he got tricked and lured. And again, it's inside job. It's somebody that he knows. And shoot, he might have been friends with like the dude at one point or something, or knew him in some way, shape, or form. Hear the word or name Isabel or Isabella. Again, just hang on to names. I don't ever they don't my names. That is one thing that doesn't always fit. It fits like other cases a lot of the times, just because names, or sometimes it does fit. I never know. Weird. We were just talking about Dylan, and I just heard Dylan. Maybe that was the reference. I don't know. Just hang on to it. Um, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm getting very much. Probably because it's 4:35 at night and I got to take care of everything. And the top of my spine hurts, or the back right here. I just wonder if like he had smoked with him, or like he was like come over and smoke. Like I kind of get that too. there's a luring, but I keep seeing someone like texting on a phone, like luring him there or having them come, but it's like under false pretenses is what I hear. So I don't know if like he knows the guy and the guy found out about him and then it turns into like this jealousy triangle thing. It's almost like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. My chest hurts too, like really bad. I got a pain in my chest. There's definitely a lot done to his body because I can feel it. And like seriously, when I first started this, I felt so nauseous. So nauseous. Or nauseated. Let's get the word Hector. I don't know. Again, just hang on to this. These can be connections, street names, whatever. I don't know. I never know in terms of names. And again, I don't know if he used to sell for this guy or sell to this guy because I keep getting like bags, like, so he might know him that way. Like I kind of get like a dealer vibe from someone. I don't know if it's him, like he was selling for him or selling to him or something like that. Like I kind of get that vibe too. It's like I would start digging into his if they can get into his accounts or whatever, but I would dig into like his personal life, like I don't know, things that maybe people aren't aware of. This is stuff that is very undercover because he didn't want to like he didn't want his parents to really know that he was into this kind of stuff or doing this kind of stuff. And there might be like a friend or two that might know, like I don't know, maybe the roommates do. I'm not really sure because I feel like there's somebody that he told at some point, like that he was seeing this girl or whatever, because it's interesting. Whenever this first happened, like I kept getting a reference to a female and I wasn't really understanding why. It's just like almost like revolving around her or something, or because of her, or keep waiting for them to give me a case that park with a bunch of grass that like is like right by like the, like you go through like some grass, like you park, you go through some grass and then there's water right there, but the water might go into like a larger body or something like that. And there's a reference to a bridge or over some kind of overpass over the water, bridge overpass, something like that. It's obvious he's outdoorsy. He just keeps showing me like him being outdoors with a lot of stuff like hiking, fishing, camping, whatever, boating, whatever. He says looking in all the wrong places. So people are looking in all the wrong places. It's like close to home and it's like it's and this guy, like he's used to being a criminal and getting away with things, but that's why he's very good at making him disappear and no one really knowing about it. Because I don't think again like anybody knew about this situation. It's weird. It comes across like no one knew about this. Maybe one or like maybe one of his closest friends did. There might be one person that knew about it that's not realizing it has anything to do with it. I'm getting the Gemini sign again. I got that in Micah's, but so I don't know if it's like I don't know if it's symbolic for something with communication or someone's a Gemini or in somewhere in their chart, or it's symbolic for two different people, like who they betray and how they are two different people, like good and bad, evil twin, good and bad twin, rival too, like him and the guy, like they were rivals in some way, shape, or form, but they were acquaintances. But there's a rivalry here over the girl, right? But then it's like good guy, bad guy. So You can take that as like two sides. The sky has two sides, a light and a dark. Going back to the cards, he could have enlisted help from like I keep getting like a brother energy around him, so I don't know if it's like brother, friend that's like a brother, something like that. But I get like a light and dark. That could be why I'm getting like good guy, bad guy card. Like they're taking me back to that because and with the Gemini, so I think they're wanting to reference like this guy like seems like a nice guy. He seems charming, but he's really like a really scary bad dude. It's almost like he's not. But then because I see her sitting in the police station with the baby on her knee, so it's almost like or with holding the baby. So it's almost like she wants to go or she will go at some point. And this is going to be solved eventually. Like I keep getting jail and justice and stuff like that, legal proceedings. So eventually the truth will come out. I just think it might be delayed. I hear the name Devin too. I don't know why I'm getting all these names. It's showing me elephants now. Elephants is symbolic for mother. To me. Because elephants are really good mothers. It's a symbolism of motherhood. So that's kind of interesting. And the mother card actually, they're reminding me because they're going back into the cards that I pulled. The mother card actually flipped out and I didn't understand it. So now I'm just wondering, like, this is like, it's 4:46. I'm not really pulling anything else in. If I fail to do a reading with someone else, if I try to do this again when I'm more rested, or if I fail to do an Autowrite, I will. But I think we're gonna go over the chart next and see what pops in there, and then go from there. We'll see. But all right, so I'm tapping back in. I'm just adding this to the same video. I was so tired last night. I don't even remember what I got, but we're gonna tap back in. So going back over the work card, I think that maybe Caleb was involved in some getting paid for services. If you guys can catch my drift. And that's kind of how I'm taking the word card because of what I also channeled in last night as far as feeling like, you know, he did get paid for his services sometimes with swingers or whatnot. Now what's weird is I just saw like Criminal Minds Evolution, and there was an episode where they were talking about, this is just a reference, okay, it might not be exactly like this, all right, but references are how spirit tries to show me things sometimes, you know, things that I can relate to and whatnot. So there was this website where like they had these bulls on there or guys that would, you know, hook up with the women or the couples or whatever and get paid to do so. And I'm just wondering if he wasn't doing something like that. And this is not to any way tarnish his name. Kids do things all the times like this to make money. I feel like, again, like weed is significant, or I don't know if he was selling that, doing that. That's fine. No judgment here. But also, again, I'm thinking that he was into like the taboo stuff, into the sexual stuff, into the swinging stuff. And I just think he got in with a really bad couple that pretended to be maybe someone they weren't. And it's almost like, I don't know, I get this weird feeling. Look at that. Holy crap. Thanks, Caleb. Wow, that's bright. Whew. I did that with the balls, so they touched the thing. But that light was all Caleb. So that's validation. All right, thank you, Caleb. He's very strong, by the way. I felt him very strongly last night. But it's almost like he got involved with this like evil couple or something that's close by. They're not far away. It's someone in the neighborhood, in the community. Like I said, last night I wanted to walk across, or, you know, maybe he was going across the bridge and that's why he took a picture of the bridge. because he was headed that way. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. And last night I wasn't sure like how involved the female is, but I think she's pretty much involved. It's almost like, have you seen those couples where they're all into this taboo stuff, but like at the end they unalive somebody? Thank you, Caleb. Now that was him, that wasn't me, because nobody's here to touch anything. So no dogs are barking or nothing, so that's all him. Almost like they get off on unaliving someone as part of the sexual taboo of it. So he got himself involved in this thing, love triangle group swinging thing, but it's almost like the end situation was not good for him. So I keep getting reference to ropes and bondage and like weird things like that. So it's kind of I feel like I'm in a movie. I did not expect this when I tapped into Caleb for it to be this crazy, because there's actually, nothing. And he may have like, I don't know how like young of kids are getting connected to this kind of stuff. I have a hard time seeing the guy. The girl feels like she has long dark hair, but I don't know. And it feels like there's a child involved somewhere. The child card came up twice. And you can also take that as someone younger, but I already got the younger card. I really do feel like there's a child card because of the parental figure and the father figure and all of that came in. And actually, again, I pulled the mother card, but I was like, huh? So I didn't take it, but now they keep taking me back to that because I think I shuffled a few times and it kept coming out. So I don't know if this couple, my head is hurting. So I don't know if this couple is like really into like taboo stuff, if he'd met with them before. This was like they maybe found themselves online. And there we go again. Thank you, Caleb. And nobody's moving, so that was him. He's very strong because I felt him last night very strongly. I just wish I could like it's weird. I again, I know this happened at nighttime and I have a hard time seeing, but it's like he was lured to their location for things to pop off, and somehow things went wrong and got out of control. But it's almost like there's still that dating vibe, swinging vibe. So it might have been somebody that he was actually like he knew before, or he was seeing for a certain amount of time. And I think she's more involved than what I thought. He keeps showing me like ropes around his throat area, ropes around his like wrists, like that, like a bondage type thing, like almost like a sadistic sort of. It's almost like this couple was like, let's try new things. I don't know. Like, this is weird. I'm like afraid to say things because it's so weird. So I'm getting a reference to this. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if it was a Criminal Minds episode or what episode it was, but there was a couple, and they used to hire prostitutes, males, and take them to their room, and they'd get off on having relations with them and then unaliving them. And then I'm not saying that this is like serial killer couple, but it's almost like that feeling. And also he's saying something about breaking the rules. So I don't know if he like got with one of them when he wasn't supposed to, because there feels like a jealousy revenge type thing going on here as well. And so this will be the two people. But I'm just wondering if like he has a brother or she has a brother that might know something about it. I flip-flop with what the guy looks like. I feel like there is, I just wonder if she was like a nursing student, because I heard nursing student. I don't know if that's correct. I heard it because I did get the caregiver card. We did her chart, and according, or we did the, look at that. Holy shit. Thank you, Caleb. Man, you're strong, buddy. I know I've been trying to get to you. He's making those lights go off major. Oh, I think I did that though with the ball right now. Pretty sure I did. I barely touched it though, so I'm just wondering because I got the caregiver card, so it could be some sort of medical thing that she's going to school for. Because I feel like she could go to the university or something around there. Just because that also kind of comes in the chart, but it's coming in like I heard nursing student, and he just did that validation. So I'm just wondering if it's some sort of student like that at some point. And so she's like probably around his age, and the guy feels a little bit older. I mean, I feel like they're still in their 20s. I mean, that kind of jives with me. Maybe even a little bit younger. But yeah, it kind of feels like they're in their 20s. That's what he's kind of making me feel. And I feel like she's super manipulative. I keep pulling up a blonde too, but I don't know because I see her with like thicker, longer, dark hair. But then I keep pulling up, and she might be ethnic or some sort of ethnicity. But then I keep seeing like I don't know why I'd see two women or two girls. But I'm just telling you guys what I see, and I don't know if it's gonna make sense or not. But I do feel again, now going back to the work card, now it kind of makes sense. If he was doing this as like an income source, this would be connected to the people that, you know, he worked for in a sense. And the people cards that I pulled, the like persona oracle, that can fit both of them, because it seems that they're both involved. I just wasn't really sure like how much the female was involved, but I think she's more involved than what we originally thought. Look at that. Damn, Caleb. You're making it go off. I made the ball go off grabbing this, so ignore the ball. He likes those. Ignore the balls right now. I did that. That just shows how sensitive they are, but I did it by putting the light back. Okay. So it seems like he's making stuff go off to like validate. Like it's almost like she's the one that lured him there. I don't know if maybe him and the dude were having like an affair, because there's a fair involved in this for sure. I pulled the fair card multiple times. So I think that Caleb was bi, and I think that like he could have been having something with him. But it's almost like things go too far this time. But he's lured there under false pretenses, and they're pretending to be people that they're not. Like, we're pretending to have a good time, but it's, in the end, it's going to be red rum. Man, this is weird. So I think she might try to say like it was all him. If this is to come out, which I feel like it will eventually, she might say like it's all him. He did it, and she might even add him pull the trigger, but she's in the background like do it. Like, I feel more of a psychopathic feeling with both of them, but specifically her, like an evil woman. But at the same time, it's like you would never know that about her, if that makes sense. She pretends to be someone that she's not. I get two sides to both of them, but and that might have been what I was picking up last night. Like, specifically, she's very manipulative. Like, even in my visions, I was thinking, in the visions from last night, I was thinking, you know what? Maybe she's not that involved, but it's almost like if she goes to the police station and says it, or she's in the police station and she tells them something, because that could happen. It's almost like a manipulative thing, and like she's trying to place blame on the significant other in the relationship. I'm just not sure who the parent is. If this is a child they have together, I'm kind of wondering, because the child services card came in. So if this is like a married couple, a child that they had together, the male might seem a little bit older. He feels like he's in shape, because we have that athletic card that came in. But there's going to be some sort of like possible, it could be petty crimes, petty theft, something like that in the background. And I'm just wondering, like, I feel like she might have undiagnosed mental illness, like maybe bipolar. I'm picking that up with her. I heard the word Sicilian. I don't know if that's even what is that, Italian or something? I hear like Anna. I get like kind of muscles and tattoos with this other guy. I'm not really sure what he does. I feel like he's kind of maybe just maintenance, or is good with his hands, or something of that sort. Weed and a good time and drugs and all that, like that kind of partying kind of thing. It's almost like I get that reference to Eyes Wide Shut. Not saying that the parties are that big or lavish, but they could go to those types of parties, be in that kind of lifestyle. Like, that kind of feeling comes in. I don't know if this is right, Caleb. Validation is awesome for me, buddy. I do feel like at some point, like, the sex games got out of control. But again, it's like I'm lured there under false pretenses, because, we kind of found out what was going on, but then we're like this psychopathic couple. There we go with the light again. So it's like I'm lured here, and I get like, okay, we're going to pay you for this amount of time. But it's like just things just go wild. And it's like now I see. I mean, that could be any kind of student, like any kind of like medical student, but I just heard that. So, I feel like the dude has light eyes. For some reason, he's showing me light eyes, like either light blue, green, something like that. So he might actually be like a white guy. Yeah, I don't, it seems like his hair is like short on the shorter side. What color is his hair, Caleb? I mean, I guess his hair looks brown. He might have had a tanner skin, but he definitely has like almost like, I don't know if it's like blue-green eyes or blue eyes, or they're lighter colored eyes. Caleb, if you want to touch the ball to validate that for me, because he's showing me the eyes how like they showed me in Idaho 4. Like they're kind of like they're lighter color. And he's showing me like his skin is white. So that was me flip-flopping yesterday or last night on like white. So it's almost like she's maybe Sicilian or ethnic, and he's like, but he has brown hair, but like blue eyes. And his hair is like shorter. That's how I keep seeing. And I keep seeing him like kind of like, I don't know if he works out or he's in shape. He feels maybe a little bit older. I keep wanting to say 25. I don't know which age that is for the male. That's still young to me. Which I think in the chart they're represented by Aries, which is like usually 45 and under, or anybody like pre-Saturn return. So that would jive. I just don't think he's like super old, but he might be older than Caleb and them, because I got the young card, so that could be either or of them. One of them is young. Yeah, like well, 20s is still young to me. I don't know if one of them smokes cigarettes. I'm being shown Marlboros, so I don't know. That's just saying like one of them smokes. But it's like I want to go to, it's like almost like I want to cross the bridge, go to this apartment, or go to an area that's very close by in the community, in the area. Like he's, okay, so his body is close by, but also he was meeting close by. And I feel like, again, most of this happened in the apartment. I feel the end of it happened in the trunk of a car. That's the way that it's coming across. And his chart would validate what I was getting. So I'm trying a different picture. I was hearing like, now my names again can be, I don't know. Sometimes they're connections and stuff, but I keep hearing like Anna. First, middle. I wonder if like he ever went fishing with this person either. It's almost like there's friends, but they're, because they keep going back to like the friend, stranger, acquaintance vibe. Like, he here says the word tricked. Like he scared the crap out of me. So he was tricked like under false pretenses. I think he thought he was gonna make some money. And if he has another job, this guy could be connected to his other job as well. I'm just not sure what he does. I know he does something. My neck is hurting. It's weird because it's hurting right here, like where I was seeing the ropes kind of, I don't know, it's almost like kinky stuff. But I see like both of them beating him now. I didn't see that before. There's a reference to her in white tennis shoes. Like kicking him while he's down or something. But I feel then I get this vision of like her crying in like the police department. So it's almost like she's manipulative and she's trying to play off like she didn't do it or she's not involved. And this is when things start closing in, I think, on her, or on them. It's like an evil couple. But it's almost like she manipulates the guy. Keep getting like mind games, manipulation. It's kind of like I'm getting a lot of like cases and shows that I've seen as references. And maybe that's why I watched them. But like the Amanda Knox, like they said like she manipulated the men. It's almost like that, but then I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. Like that kind of feeling. Caleb, if you want to validate that, that would help. Like no one would suspect. No one would suspect this couple or this girl or, I mean, the guy. I feel like there's some kind of shady past here. Because I pulled the thief card multiple times, so there may be again petty theft, burglary, some kind of something in the past somewhere. I mean, I do think he'll be found. The vision of the boat finding a body, that could be actually Caleb. I mean, that could be actually both of them. Because I think things will unravel. I mean, that kind of came in the chart, but I'm getting that now. I feel like I'm like beat up. It's almost like I'm beat up to the point where like, you know, that I'm taking, I think they may have both been in the car. I'm just wondering, there is a brother somewhere, or I don't know if that's family, like a brother, like her, I don't know if it's her brother or his brother. But what's interesting is I keep going back to these cards because it's like good guy, bad guy, and then rival. And like it's like black and white, like almost like she played the good guy, he played the bad guy, and the rivalry, you know, like you have the white and black together, like chess pieces. I just find that interesting. It's just so interesting how those cards came up. But it feels like maybe she lured him, or he was lured in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if it was him using his phone or vice versa, but I see like I'm on the phone and I'm texting and I'm luring you here, like, hey, you want to make some money tonight, whatever. I think that way it might be why he took the picture of the bridge. Like he was trying to say, like, I'm on my way, this is where I'm at, because I keep wanting to cross it. And it feels like there's like some kind of an apartments or something. And the back of my neck is hurting really bad. Like I feel like at some point, I mean, he could have been strangled. He could have been kind of beat. Could have been stuff happening, but it's almost like it's finished. Bam, bam in the back of the car, like that kind of comes in, like in the trunk. But I feel like they're both there. It's like her hair's up in a ponytail. Come on, we gotta go. Like she's there, but she doesn't pull the trigger. Like she manipulates him to pull the trigger. It's really odd. I'm like totally not trying to second guess, but it feels like I'm in a movie so much that I am second guessing. Like his neck may be involved because my neck is hurting really, really bad at this point. So there may have been a little bit of like I can't breathe or strangulation or something of some sort, which I keep seeing like the rope. So I mean, maybe they're both involved more than I thought, I guess. But yeah, I'm getting the name Tyler. Just hang on to my names because sometimes I notice my names don't always fit like the case I'm working on a lot of the time. What the hell? Okay, my camera went off and then it went back on. What is going on here? Caleb, is that you? Like that was odd. It like froze me for a second and there's no reason it would do that. His energy is very strong, as you can tell, with him making things go off tonight. It'd be nice if he made the bear go off, but there's a reference to mom. I feel like dad's been in the news and stuff, but mom's really like struggling and having a really hard time. I see mom crying a lot. I think she fears the worst and she kind of knows the worst. She says, but nobody really knew like what he was into. Like I said, I don't feel like a lot of people knew this. This was like a secret part of his life or a secret thing that he did. And again, an affair is involved. So whether he broke the rules and continued an affair with one or the other, you know, I get a lot of chaos, a lot of violence after he goes there, and they do whatever they want. So there may have been some sexual relations that happen, and then, you know, things go nuts because I'm getting a lot of like chaos and stuff. There's another case that's coming in. So they're referencing cases where women are involved, which that threw me last night. And I can't remember the name of it, but it's like she had her boyfriend kill this guy, and there wasn't anything sexual involved, but it was like the guy's like uncle or dad or something. And so this might end up being more famous than what we realize. Or they might be known for more, like, when things start coming out, because all of this is like hidden right now, and a lot, like, nobody knows really any of this. I get kind of like, I keep hearing like Anna, but it's also, I get kind of like like, I don't know, she feels more on the ethnic side to me. I don't know where I would say Sicilian, unless like she could be part or something like that. My chest is hurting now, so kind of takes me back to the person I saw in jail in Rachel's. How I was getting a male and female in that. It's kind of interesting. My head's hurting again. Like, there's definitely a lot of head trauma, and I'll explain that in the astrology. Like, all of a sudden I'm having trouble breathing, my neck's hurting. Like, I feel like he had a lot of trauma to his body. I mean, she may have even stabbed him. It's almost like the sexual games turned into murderous games. I mean, that's the best way that I can explain it. I'm trying to see like what the guy, I don't know what the guy does for work. Like, she just might be a student. I'm not really sure what she does, but I mean, he may work out. Because they keep showing me like his muscles, or he's in shape. But he also, I keep getting like going back to that card of building things, making things, working with my hands, sort of maintenance, like anything like that. It's almost like he might be out of school and she might be in school. I'm not really sure on that. I don't see him as a student, but I got like student cards, like the learner card and stuff like that. But there's also like a creative thing. There's creativity around one of them. I don't know if it's like painting or art or some kind of creative like vibe that I'm getting to. Although with that, I don't really know who that belongs to. I heard painter, so I don't know who's a painter, but yeah. So I don't think it's not the roommates, but it is somebody in the community that's really close that he was meeting to go. And again, there's some kind of affair there in the middle of it all. That's the best way I can describe it. I feel like the guy like has it's like really short hair, or like almost bald, like really like short. He might, I don't know. I keep getting like really, really short. And for some reason I feel like the car, I mean, it's nighttime, so I can't really tell, but it feels like it's a darker color, because whenever I see the trunk clothes and stuff, it feels like it's a darker color. Yeah, so they need to start looking into like digital evidence. They need to find out what websites he was on, because I feel like there's some sort of websites like he was doing this with, like that came in before. And then I feel like they need to check people in that community, like cross-check it, you know? The guy might like to do like similar things that he does. He might like to fish and do like be really like athletic as well, which that makes sense. Or outdoorsy. That makes sense because of that athletic card that I pulled. Okay, so these cards have multiple meanings. My cat is laying here, so I can't really put them out. So I was asking for a couple more character cards for Caleb. What's interesting is I pulled the mother card, which oddly and weirdly in her astrology chart, she's represented. There is a moon that represents the perpetrator. So I find that interesting that I've pulled the mother card here. And so this is going to fit both of them. Seeker of self-restraint, discipline, aesthetic, whatever that is. Like if he's an athlete, you know. But then again, we have someone that's violent. Criminality. So there is some kind of criminal element to one of them. Transactions, like maybe they sell things, or you know, they're involved in criminal activity. Athlete, again, someone that's in shape and exercise. Drunkard, so someone that's got alcoholism, addiction. So this came in earlier. Player, someone that's a player, that's charmer, that's, you know, that could be male or female, expert in romance, leisurely life. It's a security guard. I mean, that could be anything. A security guard may have seen something, or it could be some kind of ailment to that in some way where in their life. Journalist. So this could be also that there's a reporting that's going to be done on this eventually. It might not necessarily mean them, although they could write, but it's like there could be an interview, something like that goes on with them. Dancer, one of them, maybe a good dancer. Detective. So that could be someone that's going to kind of blow this wide open in some way, shape, or form. Like not all these cards are going to fit them specifically. We have the Knight again. So Knight in the tarot deck is someone that's, I think, younger. We have a coach. I've gotten that card again. So I don't know if really like if he's a coach at the school, or if he does any sort of coaching or any sort of sports. I'm not really sure on that. But it's also can be like to develop a plan. Civil servant, that could just be surrounding it. We have the young card again, so they're younger. Barber, I'm taking this as like maybe he got his hair cut or something, because I keep getting reference to it like being shorter, because it's trimming as well. Also beautification, so like she may be really pretty, or you know, they may be really good looking couple. Repairman, again, so he might like work with his hands, repair things, because we have blacksmith too, so he might work with that kind of stuff. And then we have the creativeness, as we have singer. So singer and dancers, there's someone that's creative. All right. Oh, and clown. So someone that's a mask performer, pretend to be someone that they're not. Okay. And which is what they did to Caleb. They pretended to be, you know. Roscoe, come on, dude. I also get the name Nick. So remember, some of these names, whenever I get names specifically, they could fit other cases, but also first or middle connections, not always perp, something like that. I think it's weird I pulled the public servant and I had gotten the government building card. I don't know, because I can't see a guy that like has a criminal past getting into that stuff, because there's criminality, and they could just be criminals in what they do. Like they're doing stuff right now that's illegal. So, you know, that's also, you can take it like that. My head hurts again really bad. And I'm getting like this pain right here, and specifically the shoulder. So I don't know if his shoulder was injured at some point or if that's one of them. He's like blowing kisses to mom and dad. Like I get like, sorry, I kind of disappointed you, because he was into this stuff and no one really knew, and he feels like he put himself in harm's way. Like he kind of, if he hadn't been into like this risky lifestyle, like he's saying he would have been okay, but he was into a really risky lifestyle. So he's like sorry for being like involved in like the risky lifestyle and with risky people and all of that. Okay. And like he hands mom flowers, but I'm getting like a pain like really bad right here. I don't know. I feel like maybe she could have stabbed him or something at some point. Like it's like almost like there's so much chaos when I see this finally happen that it's kind of crazy. Yeah. I'm just gonna say Nate, because I'm getting a lot of names, and if I don't say things, it will repeat. So I've got to do that. That's just the way that it goes. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add this to the reading from last night, I think. Then I'm gonna do the astrology for you and post that, and I'll give you location and whatnot. So hopefully, everything kind of makes sense. I know it's a little crazy and a little wild, and I second guessed myself, trust me, but the astrology chart matches. So I'll get into that in just a bit, and I'll see you guys next time. Guys, for liking, subscribing, being here. Make sure that you hit the notification bell, you hit the like button, you make a comment, a nice comment, and that way this will help the algorithm. And until next time.